I don't know if you guys saw my video about Unreal Engine, but we are going to talk about a little bit right now on Hypnocast because I didn't really get to talk about it on stream. I only got to make a video on it. But Epic Games Unreal Engine is apparently making inclusive language a standard in coding. Like they're not just talking about they're not just talking about the actual like creation, so to speak, right? They're talking about the actual coding, like the fucking coding aspect of the game, that you have to use certain terminology when you are coding the game, which is insane. And we'll go down here to the inclusive word choices that they have. This is the most weirdest thing that I have ever seen in my life. Let's go over this really quick. It says inclusive word choice. When you work in the Unreal Engine code base, we encourage you to strive to use respectful, inclusive, and professional language. Word choice applies when you, number one, name classes, functions, data structures, types, variables, files and folders, and plugins. Now, again, it applies when you write snippets of user-facing text for the UI, error messages, and notifications. It also applies when writing about code, such as in comments and change list descriptions. They have now gotten to the point where they are now trying to find offense in coding, ladies and gentlemen. Like that's the level of their resolve. They are looking for inclusivity and offensive wording in coding. And when I tell you the kind of words, it all has to do with racism. All of it. Every single bit of it has to do with racism. So let's go over it. It says racial. Yeah, I'm serious, Tripwire 2011. I'm 100% serious. Racial, ethnic, and religious inclusiveness. Now, do you really think they mean religious inclusiveness? I don't think they mean religious inclusiveness at all. I think at least not for Christianity. Probably they don't mean religious inclusiveness. They only have to say that because they're kind of forced to by law. But no, it's more about the racial and ethnic aspect. So let's read about this. It says, do not use metaphors or similes that reinforce stereotypes. Examples include contrast black and white or blacklist and whitelist. So you can't use terms like blacklist or whitelist anymore. That's considered racist, right? That's considered racist if you use blacklist and whitelist. I don't know of a single black person that has ever been offended by somebody using the term blacklist or blacklisted, but here we are. Here we are, right? So hold on, it gets better. This is the best part. A lot of you coders know this upcoming terms, but it says do not use words that refer to historical trauma or lived experience of discrimination. Examples include slave, master, and nuke, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't have a slave drive anymore, master, or nuke. You can't use these terms. If you use these terms, it is not inclusive. It is racist. Yes, like, you guys are all freaking out in the chat, but I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, it's a real fucking thing. This is a real thing. Imagine this being a real thing. It's already hard enough. It's hard enough to code as it is. And now, while you're doing it an already difficult job, now you have to worry about being inclusive or not when you're coding. That is fucking insanity to me. That's insane to me. How are you going to seriously sit down and properly do coding when you have to think about who you're offending when you're coding? Most people won't even know you're using these terms because it's going to be in the code. So how can this even be a thing? It's just people trying to shove ESG and DEI nonsense into literally anything. Anything. It counts. It all counts. So now they're trying to put it into coding words or coding language. Fucking insane. Here's the next section. Gender inclusiveness. Because apparently coding has to be gender inclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Why the fuck it has to be gender inclusive? I'm lost just as much as you are. I have absolutely zero fucking idea. But apparently it has to be. So that's the greatest thing of all. Here we go. So gender inclusiveness refer to the hypothetical people as they, them, and their, even in the singular. Are oh my God, how is this a thing, bro? How is this a thing? First off, you know what? I'm not even gonna. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Refer to anything that is not a person as it and its. For example, a module, plugin, function, client, server, or any other software or hardware component. Well, why would who who has been referring to these things as people? I don't. Oh my God, my brain is literally about to explode. When I made my video, I didn't see these parts. Oh, wow. Do not assign a gender to anything that doesn't have one. Okay, I guess. Do not use collective nouns like guys that assume gender. Okay. Avoid colloquial phrases that contain arbitrary genders like a poor man's ex. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? This is the prime example of what it means when people want to compel your speech. So when they want to control everything you do, when they want to control everything you think, this is how it begins. This is how it starts. With them telling you what you are allowed to and not allowed to say. Because soon it's going to be like, okay, once we have your speech under control, what's the next step? After controlling your speech, what's the next step? The next step would be controlling your thoughts. And after controlling your speech and controlling your thoughts, what's the final move? Controlling you as a person. That's what this is. This is the literal first attempt at trying to control speech. And this has been going on for a while. I don't even know why it's in coding. I would think that coding would be the last fucking thing that needs any kind of gender inclusive speech. But they've been doing this in schools. They've been doing this in dictionaries. They've been doing this in textbooks. They've been doing this in a lot of different places where they're trying to compel your speech and make you say certain things based off what they deem is acceptable. Right. So now apparently it's gotten to coding, which, again, nobody who plays any game made by the Unreal Engine is ever going to see the coding names or numbers used. And yet somehow they have to be inclusive. It's very interesting. Quite interesting. So let's keep going. So now it talks about slang and overloaded words. It says, remember that your words are being read by a global audience that may not share the same idioms and attitudes and who might not understand the same cultural references. I mean, at this point, this is like the localizers where they're trying to say, oh, well, we're changing the story because if we didn't change the story, then nobody here would understand it. And I was like, that's interesting how we'd never have that problem before now. And now suddenly you have to wokeify everything when you localize it because you think you're doing some sort of justice to the American people by changing the story that the Japanese came up with. It's the same kind of thing. So when they talk about global audience and idioms, I understand idioms. I get that. But that is not like some of it does translate, but they would want you to think that none of it translates. And that's their excuse for changing everything. It's like, no, that's not how this works. We never had this problem before. And then it says, avoid slang and colloquialisms. And even if you think they are funny or harmless, these may be hard to understand for people whose first language is not English and might not translate well. Do not use profanity. Oh, shit. Wow. So not only are we trying to control speech, but now you're trying to say don't use profanity. So now we're just controlling everything. Now, ooh, mean bad words. Bad words. Bad words. Unbelievable. That's crazy shit, bro. Can you believe this? I want to know who is going to be using Unreal. Good luck with that. Exactly. Laura says good luck with that. Good luck with that. I would love to see who is going to be using Unreal after this. And if they're actually going to adhere to this. Because keep in mind, they're actually not mandated just yet. They're trying to pretend as if it's mandated, but it's not. At least not right now. They're trying to pretend as if it's actually, I should say they're trying to pretend as if it's not mandated, but it is. I said it the other way around. Sorry. That's really what it is. They're trying to say, oh, this is just recommendations. It's recommendations. We don't really we're not mandating this, but no, oh, trust me, you are mandating this. It's only a matter of time. Because I guarantee what they're going to end up doing is that with certain developers that don't adhere to these requirements, they're going to get, guess what? Blacklisted. Oh my God, that word, that mean word. It says overloaded words. Many terms that we use for their technical meanings also have other meanings outside of technology. Examples include abort. Nice. Nice. I love it. I love it. Wait. I thought you guys were all for abortion. I thought you were all for abortion. Why would we not want to use the word abort? What happened?